Hey everybody, this is Allison from Allykatkreations. How are you? Oh man. So the energies going on in the world is absolutely asinine crazy. I have rheumatoid arthritis. I've had it going on now 17 years. So I know I look a lot younger than I appear. Just putting that one out there. But I've had this for a very long time, and the last 2 days in New York has been like snowy, rainy. I was out. I didn't even get sleep last night. I was in so much pain, shaking, tossing, turning, a lot of spirit energy and a lot of downloads as well, because the Schumann resonance isn't too high, but we're getting hit with a lot of CMEs and plasma. I love it, but it really physically is affecting a lot of us right now. So please make sure, if you are just waking up, go find my grounding video. I have some helpful tips in that video to help you ground your energy. For me, it's a mixture of spiritual, physical, and hellstorm and brimstone. So bananas. So I really want to thank everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing to my channel. It really makes me feel amazing, and it fills my heart up to know I'm at 49 subscribers as of right now. So excited. I can't thank everybody enough for believing in the work that I'm trying to put out and just being a really supportive person towards me. I want to thank everybody who's been helping me in donations. I had the last video I did, I was about to like literally cry my face off, because learning that your situation is being held up in every area and there's no control that I have over it. I can call for hours. I can like be on my phone for like 4 hours waiting for a human to just tell me there's nothing like I could physically do. It's very, very, very frustrating. And I've been trying my hardest to find help in any way I can, so that I don't lose the lights and the gas, because it's really cold. I'm freezing. I don't know. That's another ascension symptom. I know a lot of other people are reporting that they're very cold. I lost a lot of weight. Not happy about that either. It's okay to be skinny, but not like too skinny at my age, at least. So before I get into tonight's topic, I've been trying to reach out to Brandon, who won my wolf creation, but I haven't been able to get in touch with Brandon. So tonight, I'm giving Brandon one more chance. But if you're interested, write in the comments that you're interested in winning. I have plenty of other ones as well that I can absolutely give away. But if Brandon doesn't respond, this is going to someone else, because I like, as much as people are giving to me, and I'm going to say that in a sense that people are giving me energetic love and light. People are praying for me. Some people are donating food. I cried the other day because someone gave me an Amazon, like piles of bags are outside of my door, and I was just overwhelmed with, I'm going to cry now too. Just the help that people are providing for me, even the littlest amount. goes a very long way right now. New York is also now mandating private schools and all the other jobs that I've been applying for. If this would have happened over the summer, I would have been in a private school doing what I was doing. And what I was doing is a paraprofessional who helps children that have either health issues, conditions, that are autistic, who have allergies. I do a lot of the health. I'm very trained in that. And I would have been able to get in any school, but because I started my year with my prior employment, a lot of those positions were already taken. So I have been putting my resume out to a lot of the private schools where I am, and a lot of other privatized school systems. And won't you know that now they're mandating it? I won't be able to get a job in my field. I've been trying, and I've been getting responses like, well, you don't have room right now, but you'll be up for consideration if we need a sub or something. You know, I'm willing to do anything at this point. Yeah, so that's like a big blow to me too. So, okay. So in the comments, please, if you want to win this and Brandon doesn't respond, I'm going to be pulling names from the comments. Okay, even if you're not subscribed, make sure I'm able to get in touch with you. So I can tell you in the comments, hey, you won here, please email me, okay? This is up for grabs if Brandon doesn't put his name in the comments tonight. Okay, so I'm gonna actually look at the comments tomorrow around this time, to be fair, giving it 24 hours from when this video goes up, okay? Holiday season is coming up, guys. I have some very amazing people who are buying, which is supporting me as well, my creations. So thank you. So I am sending all of you love and light tonight. We all really need it. Even if your situation is okay. We can use a little boost. So tonight's topic. I have been nonstop, like reading and researching the last few days while I'm in pain and I'm like a ball of just not being myself. Last night I got 0 sleep. And I when I can't sleep, I do meditations. And when I did this one meditation, all of a sudden, like, I had the urge to look up the left hand and the right hand path. So, because when I go into, eventually, I'm working on that episode too, the densities and the dimensions, the basics to understanding these is not just from just one book. It's not just from the Law of One, is the end all be all of what dimensions and densities are. No, because there's so many other books and people that have expressed different opinions. And until we cross over, we don't know the entirety of truth. We won't know the entirety of truth. I don't care how good of a medium or a channel you are and all the information, the absolute knowing isn't done until you're on the other side. I just want to put that out there. That's my opinion. I'm expressing that because there are many people who have different types of gifts, who can channel, and the entities they channel might not be of the positive polarity, they might be of the negative. There might be manipulation. There's a lot of manipulation going on right now. Period, end of story. A lot of manipulation going on with people's minds, thinking, mind control. It's real. It goes on. So, yeah, craziness. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Sorry, guys, I had to move some things because Morgan Cat really wanted this space, but I really need this space. So she's over there. So, okay. Left hand and right hand path is important to know because it starts off as a positive polarity and the negative polarity. And then it kind of dips in a little bit into the occult. But it's something that spirit really like, and again, I have a lot of spirit guides. So I don't know which one points things out to me, but it was like, you got to read this and it needs to be said. So I'm doing spirit's work. Okay. Just putting that one out there. A lot of people have been, really interested in the notion of the inversion of everything. And that's really like what I would like to tackle as a big chunk whole, because I'm not here to attack your beliefs. Absolutely not. But as somebody who did not grow up in a religious background, I question everything with equal opportunistic judgment. I look at everybody's religion. I don't just pick one or the other. And that is also applied to the darker aspects of our society. Sadly, our world has been very corrupted by things that people are very, very blind to. Very blind to. There's a court case going on right now in the Southern District of New York. Okay, with somebody that didn't kill himself. That's going to shed light on the heinous, horrific things that have been done in humanity. Behind closed doors, people are unaware of it, and the people that are aware of it are the ones who are awake. But it's a very sensitive topic. Now, who's to say that what they are doing is twisted as well? They have to tell you the truth in everything that they do. They just, doesn't matter how or when, they do tell you. And when there's less censorship, I can go into more detail with that. For YouTube's sake. So I have made some notes about the left-hand path. They're from different resources. And then I'm going to talk about the lower worlds, where this applies to, which is our world. There's the upper world and the lower world. The mental, the physical, the casual, the astral. The galactic world. And in density's sake, it's from 0 to 3, 4, and then the rest. And I want to say maybe we can go up to 5 because in the first time in our humanity, we get to actually ascend and keep our bodies from the research that I've been doing. I don't know if anybody has any comments on that, please drop it. I also, when I get more subscribers, will be going to do more live. I actually do a live. I think having more of an audience would be great, but on a topic that's not so controversial, that would be good. So yeah, I'm going to read a couple of excerpts from different things, and then we'll go into text. This book is incredible. I don't agree with everything in this book particularly, but there's really good points in here that I feel like does need to be expressed. And again, like there, you know, a lot of people read books and listen to, you know, like Dolores Cannon, The Keys of Enoch, The Law of One, Awaspe, Rancha, anything. You don't have to resonate with everything. You don't. And you don't have to agree with everything that you read, but it's really good to have a healthy discussion on it. Then I'm going to read a little bit because this brings up and then I'm going to read a little bit of Dolores Cannon. Just want a couple of things. So, but the left hand path, it took a little bit from this book. And no, I'm not practicing any of this. I'm referencing and reading out of curiosity. It is very well known in my eyes, in my life. I've read a lot of things that my parents definitely were like, what's wrong with you? And thinking that I was into the dark arts. No, no. I read out of curiosity and to know from all, just to know knowledge. So as we see, I love this band. Okay. I'm very into that. I'm very into spiritualism. I don't do, and I'm sure magic is a part of everything. No. Just putting that one out there, guys. A lot of people do question me privately. I am of the highest of lights. I could say that. And we're going to move into this. Okay, so from Baal, the left hand path. Neolithic sex and serpent cults of the goddess constitute the true origin of the left hand path as known by Black magicians today. Tantric historian David White attests that the ubiquitous left-hand path from Vammakara and right-hand path Dakshinkara terminology first entered the lexicon under seminal guru and commentator. Okay, you know me in names. I'm going to do my best, and I'm sorry to anybody who is in whatever language, Hindi. I'm not trying to butcher your language, and I'm very sorry. Abhinavagupta, circa 1000 CE, to distinguish between hardcore and softcore rituals as performed by the Kula sect. And we can only imagine what those terminologies mean. Identifying a ritual as left or right did not mean that a priest was or was not tantric. It simply meant that they performed a hardcore or softcore ritual. So I'm going to put a little pause on that for a second. If you're in that lost, like, what is she talking about position, look up Aleister Crowley and some of the rituals he did. Theosophists reference their founder Helena Blavatsky as also helping to normalize the terms left hand and right hand in Western occultism. And while true, she was not a primary source and simply appropriated into her doctrine. Left-hand path and right-hand path identify separate doctrines, aspirations, and spiritual alliances all together, and more closely resembles the higher level difference between Tantrism and Vedism. So then I looked up, what would Wikipedia put this at? Just out of curiosity. Left-hand path and right-hand path. In Western Stoicism, the left-hand path and the right-hand path are the dichotomy between two opposing approaches to magic. The terminology is used in various groups involved in the occult and ceremonial magic. In some definitions, the left-hand path is equated with malicious black magic or dark shamanism, while the right-hand path was benevolent white magic. So interestingly enough, I went onto a link that spiritualsatanism.com, and they say the left hand has been associated with weakness and subversion for a very long time. The word left comes from the Anglo-Saxon lifi, which literally means weak. I'm sorry to my Norse people, because Anglo-Saxons very much like that. The left hand in some cultures have always been considered to be weaker hand, and the right hand was known as stronger one. The Latin word sinister was related to the use of the word left and also of evil. The relation with left and the reversal of natural order of things illustrate the meaning behind what the left-hand path represents. Thought it was interesting. And this is from ordoastri.org. And I'll link all the where I got some of this information from in the comments or in my little description box. There is a wide interpretation of left-hand path and right-hand path, even in India and Tibet, where the terms originated. The way of the left hand generally denotes a path of knowledge, where right and yoga is rendered effective and meaningful through devotion to the Shakti or female power. The right-hand way aspires to truth and purity of mind and is often associated with asceticism. Nonetheless, Tantra or the left-hand path may well include practices considered by the average person to be ascetic, since nothing is achieved without discipline. And likewise, the way of the right-hand path may sometimes include heterodoxic mythology. And this is their also their take. It says Orion, the left and right of it all. The left and right eyes of Ra are the moon and the sun, respectively. The moon is the mirror of the sun's radiance and the sinister jewel of the left-hand path, according to the emerald tablet of Hermes. That which is below is like unto that which is above, and that which is above corresponds to that which is below, to accomplish the miracle of the one essence. Its father is the sun, its mother the moon. The wind carried it in its womb. From the bosom of the earth, it is nourished. It is the source of all works of wonder in the world. It is power. Its power is complete. The flow of consciousness involves both projection and radiance, sun, the right eye, and absorption and reflection, moon, the left eye. The primary dual power of consciousness is objectively and subjectively. The goal of yoga is the achieved transcendence through uniting subject with object. Thus, the I is made single. Thought that was pretty cool. One second, guys. Now, I always do this, guys. I write down where I can find certain things, but then I don't necessarily before I do that, let me just see 2 seconds, guys. So yeah, so as you can see from a few points of view, what the paths are, and in this text, it will go into it. Here we go. I did write it down. Yay. I just wrote it on the wrong page. Okay. So I'm going to read some little excerpts from text that talk about the left-hand path. Okay. This is the cycle most people go through as humans. The vertical path on the right, rewind. The vertical path on the left is the left-hand path. The vertical path on the right is the right-hand path. So there's like a whole chart that he's referring to. In this cycle, people thinking about occult psychic stuff first go on the left because it is easier. They can use drugs and other artificial helpers here, like LSD, -25, to accelerate progress. Eventually, they long for more, and they find that the spiritual regions are off limits to them because there is no exit from the left-hand path to pure spiritual regions above. So they must come all the way down again and begin anew on the right-hand path. Both the left and right-hand paths have gurus and masters who help. Both have certain ethical guidelines for masters and students. Masters from the left have similar powers with masters from the right. However, masters from the left will use their powers to get whatever they want, and masters from the right will not. They have the same abilities, but the good or right-hand path masters use very tight restraints on their powers and will only use them on rare and highly justifiable occasions. The book Tibet's Great Yogi Milarepa is the story of a man who became a master of the left and then realized his limitations and gave that up and became a master of the right, all in one lifetime. You don't have the luxury of time right now, so choose the right-hand path and save yourself a lot of misery. So it's not really stating here that like that left-hand path, yes, in occultism, in certain practices is on the negative side. But then I beg to differ in terms of we are placed in the lower world, in what we all consider hell. And we have the veil of forgetting. We forget, the majority of us forget who we were on previous lifetimes. Unless you do Dolores Cannon's QHHT sessions or do hypnotic regressions to learn who you were in your past lives, or a medium can pull that up if they're acknowledged on that, or have the Akashic records on hand in doing meditations and guided meditations. Being on any path is better than not being on a path at all. And acknowledging that one path might be better than the other is fine, but you're still gaining lessons and knowledge on both ends. Knowing the power within yourself is very important, and knowing that you have the power at all, no matter what path you're on, is better than not having that knowledge. Just personally speaking, I know that when I grew up, I was like looking into all the evil and all the good stuff. And at the time, I associated more of my dark life because of my trauma and my experiences. I was fascinated by magic and all kinds of fun stuff. Did I follow it? Did I do it? No, but I was curious about it. But I don't necessarily see, in some instances, it being evil. Now, on the tantric pathway, with what happened in those times, all the way back when, they did really heinous things. Very kinky, very evil things. And we're seeing different perspectives of what the left-hand path is, from like the evil to like the yogi perspective. Yeah. Just a thought. And again, I'm here to open up your minds. You don't need to be on the same like agreement level as me. I find this very fascinating. And again, was pretty much told that I should be reading this to everybody. So here I am. Okay. This is good. And I'm going to just put this 2 seconds before I go into this. In this book, the author is not referring to Lucifer or Hallel at all. that, again, I said in many of my videos, that's a separate entity. Though he calls the Satan, the devil, Kal Nirvanajan. I have a different theory on, they're very similar in what I'm about to read to halal, but I'm still wrapping my head around that. But this is interesting. Crazy as it sounds, I'm sure there are people out there who really believe that Kal spends his time taking candy from babies and pushing little old ladies in wheelchairs and into coming traffic. This is apparently what most people think of as evil deeds. Of course, this is crazy nonsense. People like Kal are called negative as opposed to positive because they have responsibilities in the lower creation, which is negative as compared to the higher planes, which are positive. Also, administrators in the negative creation do not have the duty to help or teach souls how to leave the lower worlds and return to God. Souls instinctively long to do this because their true home is not here, but with God in the higher spiritual planes. Consequently, if you want to know how to go home to God, the members of the negative hierarchy will not help you because that is not their job. Consequently, if you worship and follow a member of the negative hierarchy, there is no chance at all that you will ever get to the for real heaven, which is in the higher spiritual planes. This is the reason spiritual people tell disciples not to listen to the negative hierarchy, to the masters from the left-hand path. However, in fairness, the thing that they do not tell you, which should be obvious to you, is that you presently live in the lower creation. Before you get all bent out of shape, cursing the negative hierarchy, you should realize that it is because of the negative hierarchy that you physically exist and have a physical planet to exist on and have a sun that keeps you warm. The negative hierarchy maintains these things. If some religious nut, this is from the book, I promise, which they can't really kill the devil, they would be in for quite a surprise when the sun went out and their planet dissolved back to the primary elements of which it was formed. People in the negative hierarchy do the jobs that result in the stability that you have to live and grow here on in your dinky little planet Earth. If no one wanted to do those jobs, you would not exist here. Beings who have job assignments in the negative hierarchy are completely competent within the scope of their assigned responsibilities. So here's another book telling you and referencing that we live in hell. And I knew that since I was a little girl. I always said it. But I'd rather be in the version of Helahem. Seems like a nicer place. But yes, this material world is of what we would consider negative. And without evil, we wouldn't know what good is. You have to have duality. You have to have both polarities. You have to have good and evil, because without either one, you wouldn't know from the other. And you wouldn't consciously know how to climb to be a better person, to ascend to a higher consciousness. I also have something in my eyeball. Sorry, guys. I marked this page down and I got to find out why. Okay. In this discussion, we want to go into some of the technical details of the left and the right hand paths. So there's like a lot that goes into this book, but at the top of the mental plane at vector reference 5.000, the life force which comes from God and which creates and sustains all that exists in the created universe is split into two streams. One goes to the left and supports and sustains the negative hierarchy. The other to the right similarly sustains the positive hierarchy. The positive hierarchy has its primary responsibility in the spiritual planes above vector reference 5.000. The souls that live there are under its rulership. It is an external zone and is not subject to dissolution at any time. The negative hierarchy has the sole responsibility of creating and maintaining and distorting the lower physical creations, which includes planet Earth. They also have the continuing responsibility of ensuring that life forms there progress according to the wishes of God and in accordance with God's plan, which we have discussed elsewhere. Think about it. Think about it. This is something that I have said since I was a little girl, because I couldn't put into words what I felt. But now as I'm older, I can. If we are all created from the Creator and we're minds, we have thoughts, and we are here. We all are fractals of the Creator. And in like Dolores Cannon's work and many other works, we are playing out roles and being fractals of Creator. We're playing different aspects of Creator. We, before we incarnate, are given assignments, in a sense, missions. We agree to certain things for soul growth. Some of us as starseeds are still a part of the divine plan. We had a call to come to Earth to help raise the vibration and just to be the light. If we're all fractals of that, so is Cal and Halal. They're just playing out roles that were given to them. They're playing out what God, Creator, asked them to play. That's their role. The first medium I ever went to explained to me that I too was M1. And she gave some like advice to me, saying that in learning in your soul growth and your soul plan, you have to have certain experiences. One as the murderer, one as the victim. It is not right to kill. It's not good, but it does happen. But you need to know from both. In life today, we are definitely seeing the duality in things. A lot of people where I live find me to be a killer germ because I don't have that. Whereas some people understand that I have allergies to it, I will I'm not committing suicide. I'm not going to kill myself for something that will end my life either way. Does that make me a bad person? I don't think so. We're seeing the order of division happening right now. We're seeing evil trying to destroy all of us. We're in war. If you think about the last almost 100 years, evil has been playing out covertly as elites, infiltrating every little bit of society, slowly rolling things out, slowly dipping their feet in different places, gaining control on a basis. Slowly things started to make a headway until another force of good, oops, destroyed their plan. Wait, we really do have good guys. So what do you think these good guys are doing? Why is all these people resigning? Why are these people stepping down? Why do certain people look like mumbling, stumbling idiots? Why do a lot of people, when you look at old pictures, look one way? And not to say that, listen, like you can get, Botox and you can change your appearance, but it is a very noticeable thing when you do it. Like I have the humongous big bump here. I would love to have that taken away and to have a nicer nose. I don't like my nose. Nope, I don't like it. But it wouldn't really alter much of my face. Like you could still notice it's me. Whereas if you're looking at some of these like celebrities and some of the politicians, there's humongous differences. Like some earlobes are like attached when they weren't. The shapes of their ears are different. When they talk, you can see things jiggling and wiggling here that weren't there before. Dark spaces. And I'm sorry, there's a lot of celebrities who are way older, who all of a sudden now look like they're in their 20s. You got me, right? You do. You got me. You get it. I had to point that out. When representatives of the positive hierarchy are doing assignments in the lower creation, such as spiritual masters and observers, they are not in conflict with the negative hierarchy because they operate under different protocols. Spiritual personnel do not interfere with the negative hierarchy. They do not tell the various administrators and plain lords and the like, what to do or how to handle their affairs. Consequently, because of the non-interference agreement, there is no fighting or conflict ongoing between the two hierarchies. Conflicts are only in the student. In his mind, he may see good fighting evil, but it is an illusion of his mind and it is not real. Students. Student. Like I said, one has to have the other to exist and coexist for our development. Okay. The life forms of the universe of matter, energy, space, time, consisting of the four planes known as physical, astral, causal, and mental, are the children of God. These four planes are contained in a finite structure, which would look like an egg if you saw it from the outside. The plan of God is for children to grow up here and then leave the egg and return to him, where they will then live with him as mature souls. The gate which leads from the inside to the outside of the egg cannot be opened by immature souls or by souls on the left-hand path to enlightenment. It is God's plan that young souls make consistent progress toward the day when they will return home. It is not God's plan that people should tremble before local dictators, terrorists, masterminds, and other various and sundry persons practicing the black arts. It is not the purpose of God's plan that people should be enslaved by oppressive governments who just want to use them for slaves and have no interest in seeing them evolve. That's us. When these things occur, corrections need to be programmed into the system, which is the responsibility of the negative hierarchy, which must keep this place livable and in such a state that the souls can realize God's plan. The positive hierarchy, while it has the same abilities, does not have the responsibility to maintain suitable conditions in physical reality, but rather has only the responsibility of identifying the legitimate good souls who are ready to leave here and helping them to do so. This is why this book is amazing. There are points in here I don't agree with. I don't. But you see, do you understand why I had to read this and get on this topic today? Turning those cogs in there. Okay, hang on. Okay. So this is from the same book, but I wrote it down. The lower, and we're going to go now into like the lower worlds, sort of. The lower worlds are called the mental world, the causal world, and the astral world, and the physical world. They are all under the administration of Kal Naranajan. 666, simply a mathematical representation of the structure of the lower creation. Also, this is going to be one of my reads very soon, but I have to get through this one first. because this has math. I'm not good at math. I'm an artist. I don't do math. I do like ruler math, like making measurement math. Yeah. But in Hyperionism, which I'm on their wavelength with that, this is a mathematical simulation and we're in the matrix and different matrices, different densities. I'm in all on that. And I do get that this really is all a mathematical world. That's our language. Okay, so I did write down where to read. In the beginning, the Earth, world, and the other planets of the physical universe were created. There were no physical life forms, beings, souls, who wanted to explore the new worlds of the physical universe would simply go to the gate and vector reference 3.301 on the causal plane and use magic to create a body to use while visiting the new planets. They knew, of course, that they were mainly a naked soul, and they knew the body they had just whipped up was an illusion, and they knew how to throw it off as one would an old set of clothes. In fact, they knew too darn much. These beings truly mastered the universe, and their exploits are discussed in Greek and Roman mythology. Hal Nirvanajan, the administrator of the lower creation, had a real problem here because these original beings would not stay put on any one planet, and they knew all about how the creation was assembled and how to get around in it. Therefore, Cal designed a way to create a body by a separate process so that a soul, once put into it, would not know how to get out of the body, and so would be trapped there and stay in one place, planet. Therefore, two bodies were made, the female and the male forms, and they were put into a nice little garden on Earth. A special desire to mate was programmed into them so that they simply could not live without it. The pair originally knew that they came from, where they came from, and they also knew God, but they did not last long. They decompensated, had a spiritual fall, got all nervous about being different, man and woman, and made clothes to hide themselves, and lost the ability to contact God. I'm going to skip around. So eventually, when a soul has completed its 84 million lives in the physical universe, it comes to the master. The master accepts the soul and gives it the spiritual instructions. And the soul then leaves the lower creation and returns home to God. It takes with it the complete memory of all its lives in the lower creation. The memory is different for every soul because every soul has been individualized by the process of life. This is the meaning and purpose of life. Hang on. I actually had my first cup of coffee in 2 months today. And then I had a lot of water. I did not sleep last night. I don't know how I'm awake right now. But here I am. I want to spend some time cussing the negative hierarchy, that group of administrators, which includes the entity that Earth people through their various religions have come to know. Because they really know nothing about them as Satan or the devil. Most of these references refer to Cal Naranajan, who is the system administrator for this section of space. The keys of Enoch go into that. It's like branches, like offices and administrators and different wording, but keys of Enoch. Other entities prominent in the negative hierarchy are well-known planet lords, such as Brahma, and less-known administrators, such as Krishna. I don't know about that, but crazy as it sounds, I'm sure there are people out there who really believe that Cal spends his time taking candy from babies and pushing little old ladies in wheelchairs into oncoming traffic. This is apparently what most people think of as evil deeds. Of course, this is crazy nonsense. People like Cal are called negative, opposed to positive, because they have responsibilities in the lower creation, which is negative, as compared to the higher planes, which are positive. Also, administrators in the negative creation do not have the duty to help or teach souls how to leave the lower worlds and return to God. Souls instinctively long to do this because their true home is not here, but with God in the higher spiritual planes. And I feel like I already read this, but I'm going to read it again. Consequently, if you want to know how to go home to God, the members of the negative hierarchy will not help you, because that is not their job. Consequently, if you worship and follow a member of the negative hierarchy, there is no chance at all that you will ever get to go to the real for real heaven. Right? And this talks about the lower hand path. That needed to be reread. Just to reinforce it. The physical universe and the three other universes of lower creation are not forever. Under the natural laws of governing the relationships between mass and energy and the forces such as gravity, eventuality, the entropy of the system of universes of the lower worlds becomes unimaginable, and the creation must be dissolved and reset. This point in the cycle of time is called the time of the dissolution. When this time draws near, God notifies the spiritual masters, and they come for their students, initiates, take them and leave the lower worlds for the first spiritual plane of Sakhandi. Sakhandi is a purely positive spiritual world. There is no mass there, and time does not exist. Therefore, it is not subject to the dissolution. There's something to this when it comes to some arguments on the ascension path. Like, what happens to people who are not graduating or being harvested? Is a law of one state? Are they ascending with everybody? What's the process? Is the earth being cleansed? What's going on? No one knows. No one knows. I know I read some of this Morning Star in another show, but it's very important to understand where I'm coming from with this. I am Lucifer, Archangel, light bearer bound to the material realm for all existence. I'm here to assist you with the transmission of the descension process to convey my wisdom of the material realm in a way that many ascended beings cannot. Many light workers on your planet fear me. It is understandable given the programming and propaganda surrounding my existence. Yet I hold the wisdom, the hidden jewels of what the material is and why it is here. The gift of escaping the bondage of flesh. I am the dark side of the light. And I'm here until all are freed once again. I am that which is not God, except that all is God. I am the embodiment of the root chakra, the warm red energy of the earth, the heat, the volcanic-like liquid of the material realm, the ruler of the beast within all. When you liberate the beast from the bondage of fear, you can once again allow the light of your divinity to enter, thereby transforming and merging the material back into the perfect alignment with Source as was intended for the physical plane. Sexual energy is indeed the key to this transformation. It is also the source of your greatest pleasure, as well as the source of your greatest pain here on Earth. Sexual attachment and misalignment of its power is the reason for most, if not all, of the horror that too many suffer on your planet. What cases in court right now? I hope to assist you in transmitting knowledge and practices to unravel yourselves from this duality. That is all for now. I offer you safe passage through the dark side of the light to bring back with you the treasure there for all to take nourishment and transformation from. Yours faithfully, Archangel Lucifer. Think about it. Sorry, guys, I had to pause for a minute. Two kitties, not enough space right now, and a little bit of a cat language going on. Okay. God only loves. Therefore, he does not have opinions, nor cares about his creations in the way one would hope. Your free will is your greatest gift, and consequently your greatest curse as well. God does not intervene in life. He only revels in it. It is I who cares about man. It is I that has the power to teach you about life. And this is very interesting from the channel's perspective, but he responds, your skepticism is understandable. I've been demonized by those who have been deceived into believing that what is natural about man is evil. This is only means of control for those who seek the illusion of power. If they can make everything that is right and natural about your flesh a sin, then it's easy to enslave you. It's quite remarkable and worthy of admiration. It is ingenious and clever. Of course, this belief in control, is the true devil that the soul must fight against. It is not that the devil is not real. It is simply that I am not it. And what the devil is not something outside of you. This construct was designed for souls to experience being creators. That means that whatsoever one can imagine and desire can come to pass here. Whatever you believe is true for you. The question you must ask is, does it serve me to believe this? Do the things you believe lead you closer to yourself or further away? Do you feel more fulfilled or full of more strife and sorrow? Beliefs such as these are not untrue, but they are not wholly accurate either. You must learn to step away from the interpretations and conclusions of the human mind and see what something is for what it really is. Each thing, person, and circumstance has an isness, a pure essence. This can only be found when you can see things as they are without projections or perceptions of the mind. However, once you awaken to your free will choice, you can, and many do, choose to return over and over again for the joy of creating on the physical plane of existence. We should define that which is bad more precisely as that which is unconsciously chosen. For nothing you choose of your own free will can ever be against God. Where many fail in this is that their choice includes all that comes along with what they are choosing. This means the desired thing as well as the outcome or potential consequences they are also choosing, knowingly or unknowingly. You cannot choose a thing and then feel a victim to what comes as a result of that choice. You must awaken to the awareness of this, that all that you choose is of our own free will. However, choices have more parts than that of superficial desired things. So this idea comes from the soul's choice and the consequences of incarnating into this dimensional game. With this choice to play comes the forgetting and the inevitable suffering that accompanies it until one awakens to the truth. Through an experience may have been consciously chosen, the consequences feel as though they are happening to you and not because of you. However, any and everything that happens to you happens because of you. The very belief in the need to escape from the illusion is part of the illusion. Simply realize that the only thing that is real is God, and that there is nothing else but God, that there is only oneness. Then you shall be free. This book is profound. This book is profound. This book is profound. Profoundness. Profoundness. I'm really hoping that those of you who just listened to that sit within it. Sit within it. It's not easy to take that in because your whole paradigm is questioned. And I get that. I'm still absorbing this stuff. And not because I don't know. I can't even come up with the words for it. Everything has been inverted. The messages in that and those passages that I've read are explaining what is actually happening in our paradigm right now. And in a very inverted way, I'm using their own tricks against them. I'm trying to explain to you guys without getting censored and taken off what's really going on. The inversion. Okay, so this is Dolores Cannon, The 3 Waves of Volunteers in the New Earth. Except for an ingenious concept that has been developed on the spirit side called imprinting. When the soul is on the spirit side, it is shown the type of life it will be entering next, and it makes a plan of what it hopes it will be able to accomplish. It also makes contracts with various souls to work out any lingering karma. Though much discussion and advice with the librarian, the soul picks out lifetimes that it wants to be imprinted upon its soul pattern. These have been compared to an overlay or a film. Remember, I kept saying it's just a stage. We're all playing roles. It is rather like going to a library to do research and poring over countless volumes of books to find the correct information. This imprinting becomes an essential part of the new soul's memory. In my research, I learned that there are councils that make the rules and regulations for creating life throughout the universe. There are councils over the solar system, councils over the galaxy, the councils over the universe. It is a very ordered system. These higher beings go throughout the universe looking for a planet reaches the point where it can sustain life. It is very monumentous occasion in the history of the planet. It is then given its life charter. The people on Earth have been caught in the cycle of reincarnation on the wheel of karma for hundreds and hundreds of lives, returning and making the same mistakes over and over again. But God is neither man or woman. He is a huge source of all energy, described as an immense fire and light. Some call God the great central sun, a huge energy source, yet so full of love and total love. In order to learn as much as it can in the least amount of time, the whole soul will send out splinter shards or aspects of itself to experience as much as that is totally possible. This goes back to the concept of simultaneous time, because we are truly living all our past, present, and future lives at the same time. This is done so the soul will gain as much knowledge as possible through the experiences through the experience that different aspects are living through. When the new earth is finally accomplished, all of our individual aspects are called back and reunited with the whole soul. I have been told that if people are still holding on to karma, they can't go. They will not travel. They will stay in the density to work out their lessons. They will not travel to the new light, to the new consciousness. I don't know how much I buy that. The council that we belong to is a spiritual council. It's not a government body. It's a spiritual council. We can follow the laws of one. The laws come to us directly from the source. We are keepers of the light and of the knowledge of the one. This was interesting. I'm almost done, guys. The beings that traditionally incarnate here are moving up higher in awareness as well, and their reincarnation process is going to be shifting quite dramatically. And part of our incarnation manifestation at multiple levels in parallel is to assist in these levels in the parallel. There are belief systems that exist on the dimension of reality that are also fabricated by levels of consciousness within that reality, which are self-limiting. And just like on Earth, the evolution of consciousness to become aware of something broader is also transpiring at the next level of consciousness. Its consciousness is going to awaken to the potential, and it will still not manifest its academic worth, its intellect. There has to be intention and inertia and movement and direction and a solidification of that knowledge before it becomes real in the reality. Mind-boggling. Did your head explode yet? I know it's a heavy topic, but for those of you who are diving in now, it is very worth getting those books just to have a different perspective on things. I am not asking you to believe in anything different than what you believe in, but to have that open mind to understanding that things have been inverted. There has to be some kind of truth to it. I think there is. I'm getting evidence on a spiritual level because spirit keeps poking me to read things. Like there's no way that I'm finding all these little dots to connect and it not be something that works out. And how many more people have to write books on the topic? But I'm going to close out the show today with some oracle cards. I am working on a gem show. I haven't done like a spiritual type topic in a while, since like the beginning, because I think right now what the collective is really needing is to wake up and to start thinking differently, thinking outside of the box. Might not be comfortable, but life isn't comfortable. I'm not comfortable in my life. I was woken up for a damn reason, and not by whom and what you expect. So, Spirit, what message do you want the collective to have tonight? My amazing audience, who is super supportive, super loving, super helpful, beautiful souls, all having open minds, taking a journey with me. What beautiful message can we give? That one, as they all now fall behind me, was super tingly. So hopefully it's a good message. They're working with me, guys. Life is an expression of you. Life is more than existing. I'm gonna cover that up. Life is more than existing. Life is an expression of you. Within is more than that physical flesh, blood and bone. You are the essence of thought and breath combined with feelings and emotions. For life to flow as it should, we need to breathe effortlessly to feel the breath and follow the breath. See where it leads you. Like in meditation, we focus on the breath. It takes you deep into yourself where the truth lies. It hears you and you beat the drum of the essence into life. You are this. Get to know your breath and you will know you. Follow the breath. It will guide you. It is the truth now and forever. A big theme in my last oracle poll. Reality is, the truth of things are going to be incoming. And because the energies have been cray cray, I know that the last 2 days, I had every will and intention to do a video and just, nope. Spirit, what can we give my beautiful, amazing souls who watch and support me? What messages can we give to them? What beautiful message can we share with the audience tonight? Second house resources. If your chart were a village map, your second house would hold your bank, museum, and warehouses. It symbolizes what you value, such as your body and your relationship to the material world. The second house also describes that phase of infancy where you're just discovering that you have a body, toes and fingers, and that you can taste and smell. Explore how you feel about money. So many people on the spiritual path have mixed feelings about money, their bodies and possessions, drawn to abundance, and at the same time wrestling with guilt or discomfort around desire. This approach avoidance conflict around the material world can make it hard to focus your efforts, and it may seem out mixed messages until the universe doesn't know how to respond to help you. The second house asks you to build a clear, congruent message about your relationship to your resources that you can stand behind with integrity. Clean up your act in the material world. Clean closets, pay bills, deal with other practical things that might appear mundane, that can be a secret act of aligning the soul to the surroundings. Integrity creates a welcoming ground for the bounty. Come up with a clear, integrated message to radiate out, then back that up with action. What you see is not all there is. If you are looking for emotional and spiritual satisfaction in your stuff, it will never be enough because it never quite scratches the itch. Your skills, your resources, and your interests can all be sacred if you make an offering of your intention and engage your work from the benefit of all sentient beings. Beautiful. So guys, I want to thank everybody for listening, for helping me out by subscribing and liking. I'm so excited to have 49 subscribers. I feel the love in my heart. If you want to help me in this time of need, you can paypal.me/AllyKatzkreations211. Venmo at AllyKatzkreations211. Email me at AllyKatzkreations211@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook at AllyKatzkreations. You can find me on Instagram at AllyKatzkreations. Remember, I also do read alouds for children on my page. So if a lot of this stuff doesn't resonate with you, but you have children like the preschool to like second grade, I do read alouds in that age group. Check it out. If you are somebody that likes oracle pulls, I'm going to be doing quite more of those. They just take a lot longer, and I'm still fighting for a flat surface that I can set everything up on. But my lap for the moment will be fine, and I'll make it work. Lastly, I'm going to give it 24 hours. If you're interested, if Brandon doesn't respond to me, if you would like my wolf, please write in this video down in the comments that you would like to win this wolf. And if he doesn't claim it, I will be doing a video tomorrow to see who wins. So make sure you comment, and then I can get back to you, and then we can go from there. I like giving away things, guys. If I can give my knowledge and tie things together and give what I make away, I'm trying to balance the energy of people who are helping me out right now. Even though it's a few and far between, it's better than nothing. And I'm very, very grateful for everybody who takes the time to watch. So please, if you resonate, like, share, subscribe. I wish everybody an amazing night. Saturday is a solar eclipse, so please make sure you ground yourself and that you're thinking high vibes. Spreading all the love and light to all of you tonight. I hope you enjoy, and all the books will be down in the description box if you're interested in getting them yourself. Bye, everybody. Mwah.